Most of us grow up hearing that if we study hard, get good grades, and find a stable job, we'll be set for life. But Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad completely flips that idea on its head. This book tells the story of two father figures in Kiyosaki's life. One is his real dad, the poor dad, a well-educated, hardworking man who believed in the traditional path of school, job, and retirement. The other is the father of his childhood friend, the rich dad, who didn't finish school but knew how to make money work for him. These two men gave him very different views of money, success, and life itself. Poor Dad believed in safety, in avoiding risks. He would say, "I can't afford it." Rich Dad, on the other hand, believed in learning how money works. He would ask, "How can I afford it?" That one shift from saying no to asking how changed everything for Robert. The book's biggest lesson is this: the rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. Poor people earn money and then spend it. Rich people buy assets, things that generate income. This is one of the most important points in the entire book. If you understand this difference, you understand the heart of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. That's simple. A house you live in, not an asset. It costs you money. But a house you rent out for income, that's an asset. Rich Dad taught Robert to build his life around assets, not paychecks. Most people fall into what Robert calls the rat race. They get a job, make money, and as their income goes up, so do their expenses. Bigger car, bigger house, more stuff, but no real wealth. They end up stuck in a loop, working harder just to stay afloat. The book says schools don't teach us how money works. We learn math, history, science, but not how to manage debt, build wealth, or spot a good investment. That's one reason the Rich Dad's lessons stood out so much. They were about real life, not just grades. One of the smartest things Rich Dad did was focus on financial education. He believed money problems are caused by lack of knowledge, not lack of money. If you know how to read numbers, understand cash flow, and analyze risks, you don't fear money, you control it. Robert talks about mindset a lot. Poor Dad would think, "I need to find a secure job." Rich Dad would think, "I need to create jobs." One mindset is about survival, the other is about freedom. That's why the book isn't just about money. It's about how we think about money. Rich Dad also believed in taking calculated risks. He didn't gamble, but he didn't sit still either. He taught Robert to take action, to learn from failure, and to treat mistakes as part of the process. Poor Dad feared making mistakes. Rich Dad embraced them. One key idea in the book is that the rich don't just earn differently, they're taxed differently. Employees get taxed before they see their money. Business owners and investors can use deductions, reinvest income, and manage their taxes smartly. It's not about cheating, it's about knowing the rules. Robert also touches on the power of corporations. Rich people don't just earn money as individuals, they create systems. A corporation earns, spends, and gets taxed on what's left. You, as a salaried employee, get taxed first. It's a small technical detail, but it makes a big difference. Another lesson? Don't rely on job security. Create financial security. Build multiple streams of income, investments, businesses, real estate, so you're never dependent on just one paycheck. That's how people gain freedom, not just wealth. The book encourages people to start small if they have to. You don't need to be rich to begin investing. Start by learning. Pay attention. Read financial statements. Take small steps and grow from there. But don't wait until you're ready. Most people never feel ready. Robert also warns about fear and cynicism. People say, "Investing is risky," or "I don't have the time," or "It's too complicated." Those thoughts hold people back. Rich Dad's advice? Don't be ruled by fear. Use it. Learn from it. Move anyway. Another big point. Work to learn, not just to earn. Most people pick jobs based on salary. Rich Dad said, pick jobs that teach you skills, sales, marketing, negotiation, leadership. Learn how to manage people and money. Those skills open doors far beyond a paycheck. Robert talks about passion too, but in a grounded way. He says money alone doesn't make you happy. But struggling with money can definitely make you unhappy. So use money as a tool, not the goal. It's there to support your life, your dreams, your freedom. He also makes it clear that being rich doesn't mean flashy cars or big mansions. It means having the freedom to spend your time how you choose. That's the real definition of wealth in this book: freedom. So what should you do with all this? First, upgrade your mindset. Stop thinking like an employee. Start thinking like an investor. Second, focus on assets. Not expenses, not flashy stuff. Real income-producing assets. Third, keep learning. Read books, study markets, learn from failure. Fourth, act. Don't just wait for the perfect time. And lastly, teach others. That's one thing Rich Dad believed in deeply. Share what you learn, help others grow financially. Because knowledge, unlike money, multiplies when shared. Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't just a personal story, it's a challenge. To see money differently, to stop trading time for money, to escape the rat race, and to build a life of freedom through financial intelligence. Not someday, but starting now. Because at the end of the day, the biggest difference between Rich Dad and Poor Dad wasn't money, it was mindset, and that changes everything.